Good morning, children. Today in English, we are going to do a poem, Wind, from the book Beehive, and the poet of this poem is Subramanya Bharati. Now, for the introduction of the poem, we all know that what wind is. It is a natural phenomena. In this poem, the poet talks of the wind, that the wind is powerful and cause destruction. The poet also says that wind is linked with all the destructive power, and now this destructive power of the wind is related. She relates the destructive power of the wind to the adversities of life, and says that the weak people, they break down and when the wind blows, but the strong people, they stand firm, and they face the problem, and they face the wind. So the wind here is are the problems of the people. So the people who are weak, they fall and they break down when some hurdles come, or when some difficulties come their way. But the strong people, they stand firm, and they are able to face any kind of problem that comes their way. Now, it is very important for us to be mentally and physically strong, because if we are not mentally and physically strong, we may fall, we may be affected by the wind. So the wind is wind is here the problems. So we are affected by the wind if we are not strong, if we are not mentally and physically strong. And when the wind blows, it causes destruction. So the weak people, they are affected by the wind. They may hurt themselves, or any kind of mishap can take place. But strong people, they stand firm. So it is important for us to be physically and mentally strong. Then wind can, when the wind blows, what does it do? It causes destruction. It can bring, it can crumble the buildings, the trees get uprooted, and we experience the power of the wind when it blows. So here the poet is trying to tell us that we need to be friendly with the destructive forces. Now, friendly means that we need to be determined, and we need to have strength. We need to be strong enough to bear and to stand firm in adversities. So the first stanza goes like this: Wind, come softly, don't break the shutters of the windows, don't scatter the papers, don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Now, in the first stanza, or these few lines, what we see, or what the poet is trying to tell us, that actually he is comparing the wind the first line that it says, wind comes softly. So the poet is comparing the wind with a small child, because when a child is small, is harmless, and very timid, uh, and cannot harm anyone. But as the child grows bigger, when the child comes in his youth, the child becomes uh, strong and aggressive, and uh, at times becomes rebellious also. So the poet is comparing the wind with the temperament of the child, as the child grows from a small child to the youth. Now the poet says that don't break the shutters of the window. That means when you blow, what do? You break the windows, you break the shutters, the doors of the window. The papers get scattered all over. Then the books, they fall off from the shelf, and uh, the poet is trying to explain that the force with which the wind blows, what it does. So these are the things that the wind does when it blows. Throws away, breaks the shutters, the windows, then scatter the papers, the books fall from the shelves, and they are thrown all over. Then the pages get torn, um, and uh, the poet is also saying that you are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Poking fun means making fun of, and whom is the wind making fun of? The weak people, because it is the weaker section, they get affected by the wind, the force of the wind. But the strong people, they stand firm, and they face the problems very um, in a very smart way, and they get through. They come out, they come out of the problems, they try to solve it. And but the weaker section, the weak people, they get carried away, and they are they are not left with any hope, so they give up very soon. And then we also come to know that the wind is destructive, just like a youth, because when a child grows a little, when the child comes in his youth, the child becomes very aggressive, full of energy, while there is, at times the youth becomes violent, rebellious, and also causes destruction. So this is what is here in these few lines, and the rest of the poem we will do it tomorrow. So for now, just go through the poem, and try to understand, and take the words that are there to find the meanings, and try to understand the poem by reading it.